If anyone want to come up and ask question, please feel free and to come up and ask.
And we are also very happy to answer the question for our monastic brothers and sisters also. So if you had a question, please come. And the sister said that we are very happy to answer to you. So anyone would like to have the question, please come. If not, we are free.
We invite you to, and Hosanga, listen one sound of the bell, and then you start to ask questions.
Dear Thai, dear Sangha, good morning, dear sisters, dear brothers. This morning we listened to a text which was beautiful about the present moment, and it said we should avoid attachment or aversion to the present moment. And my question is, how can we really avoid attachment or aversion to what's happening now? How to really let go of these things. It's not easy. So if you have a clue, I'd be very happy for your answer. Thank you very much, sisters.
Dear Thai, dear brothers, sisters, and dear friends, practice letting go is not so easy, and we have to practice every day. And there are many kinds of attachment, and there are also many kinds of aversion. So we have to know what kind of attachment or aversion we would like to let go, because each kind is different. We practice differently. For example, we attach to material things, we attach to someone, or even we attach to spiritual things. For example, we do sitting meditation and we like it so much, and we feel nourishing, we feel comfortable. and we want to sit to practice it in meditation whole day. Even it seems that it's very nourishing, but we have to let go. Because if we attach to that, we are not balanced ourselves. And in our daily life, we have to keep balance between practicing, learning, working, and playing. So we have to reflect ourselves. Do we balance ourselves? Even it seems that we're very diligent in practice, but we have to let go. It's not easy to let go something we like it. But there are many ways to look deeply into that. And let go of attachment is a way to stop. For example, sometimes when we wake up early, for myself, when I wake up early, I sit still on my table, study table, and I enjoy so much. And sometimes the moon comes down. It's very beautiful. And I don't want to stand up to do work, to go to the meditation hall for sitting. Because it's very nourishing, very spacious, and I enjoy it so much. And I think that sitting here, I may enjoy more than go to the meditation hall to do sitting meditation with the Sangha. But I have to stand up to go to the sitting with the Sangha. It's not only nourish myself with the Sangha, it's also nourish the Sangha, but also help me to stop. We stop, not only stop running away from or behind the material thing, stop anger, stop suffering, stop difficulty, but even stop what we are enjoying. To train ourselves at the capacity to stop. So it's one way to let go of our attachment. So some place we like it, we also let go in order that we don't attach to. It is why with the monastic, every year we change our room. We change the roommate so we don't attach to that person. And when we attach to someone, we also have to practice to offer space to that person. The more space you offer to that person, the happier that person is. And when that person is happy, you are happy. If you attach to him or to her, maybe she doesn't feel free, she doesn't feel spacious, and he becomes suffer. And when they suffer, they cause you suffer. And when we attach to someone or something, maybe we can create another source of nourishment to do. Because if we don't have any kind of food, it's really difficult to let go. Because it seems that it is also the kind of our food. When we love someone, we attach to that person, it's also the kind of food. But we have to find another kind of food that nourish ourselves and nourish the Sangha to do. So we are also balance our energy. We don't pay attention too much in one thing or in one person, but we balance our energy to many people, to many things else. I remember our teacher sometimes say that attached a little bit is okay, but don't go beyond the red line. As a human people, we attach sometimes with someone, with something. Even very little thing that we like it, We don't want to release, but we have to practice to, and also material thing too. We try to offer to other people to open our heart, to nourish our generosity. And it is the same with the aversion. When we suffer with someone, when we hate someone, when we have the difficulty with someone, we also attach to that person too. We always follow that person to see what she's doing, what he's doing. Even sometimes we say that we don't want to look at that person, but still, our mind is always direct to that person. It's also a kind of attached. So we also go back to ourselves, follow our breathing, to do walking meditation, smile to our mental formation, and release. And day by day is full hope. And also find another kind of food to nourish ourselves. In our Sangha, we have the schedule, and the schedule is like our teacher. Like sitting meditation, walking meditation, eating meditation, and we have to allow ourselves to participate because it helps us to stop the work. Even though we have a lot of work to do, and when we have the work, we want to finish. We don't want to stop between, but we have to stop in order to train ourselves the capacity to stop. So we stop for sitting meditation, we stop for eating, we stop for walking, we stop for working meditation. And it is why when we have the suffering and difficulty, we have the capacity to stop. And we are very appreciate your presence to practice as a long term in our Sangha. We are very happy and nourishing. And I hope that you can see the schedule as your teacher and to follow, and day by day you can transform. And you can practice letting go of attachment or aversion. Thank you very much for your question. Another person.
Dear Thai, dear sisters, dear friends, there's a question I'm often wondering in regard of the space of each one, because my shortcoming when I see somebody struggle with what he's doing is to give him help, even if it doesn't ask me anything. So I'm wondering, is that the right action? I am not coming in his own space, and perhaps he would like to find the solution by his own, and perhaps I should have to wait. He asked me some help before doing it, but my shortcoming is to, you struggle, so I will try to help you. So if you can tell me if the right action or not, it would help me. Thank you very much.
I just want to make sure that we can understand your question. Like you have tendency to help people right away, even they don't ask you, right? And you would like to ask, do you need to wait until people ask you, or you just do it?
Dear mission, when you put this question, I think this question for me also. And I see that Sister Abesi choose the right person to answer. Because sometimes I am acting like you, so that's why I understand, and I would like to share my experience when I have this situation. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to you, because living in the Sangha, you really want to help many people, even though they don't come direct to you and ask you for support, for your help. But you always offer big smile, and you really do it wholeheartedly. And many of our sisters really feel grateful about this. And for my practice, living in the Sangha, I see sometimes it's also difficulty for me to practice with this, because this energy I receive from my grandmother, my mother, they always want to help the people. Yeah. And sometimes when I have enough peaceful, enough calm, and I have enough space, so I can help them with joy, with happiness. And sometimes when I don't have enough that quality, I feel I'm a little bit narrow in my mind and in and whenever I see that, if I don't have enough calm, enough peace, I will not help, because if I help them, I will just offer the energy not peaceful to them, so I decide I will not help them, even though in my mind I really want to help, but I have to practice letting go. Yeah. And sometimes I see that I learn a lot from the Sangha, because every member in the Sangha is different. So I have to see that, for example, if this sister, they have the capacity to do it, I offer this chance, this space for them to do it. I don't enter right away to help them, because I know that even though I let her do it, but I always be beside to her and present for her. And sometimes she do it not successful, but it's okay. She can learn for next time and next time. The problem is, do we have enough patience to let that person to do it or not? Yeah. And this is the way to help my younger sister to grow up. Yeah. If we just do it for them, they will never grow up. So I really I really appreciate the way that the parents teach the children in Western way. In my Vietnamese tradition, we always take care of the children, over care, and they like we do everything for the children. For example, my niece, even though now she's 16 years old, but her parents do everything for her, and you know she's still young and she's still baby. She never grow up. So every time I call back, I make the phone call to my family. I ask my brother and sister to feed her a different way. It's not like the past that they do it. And for someone, we see that in that moment, that person don't have enough capacity to do it, and they really need our help. Yeah, so we just help. Yeah, and we can give them some advice and let them do it by themselves. Yeah, we give them the seeds, the water, the tools, and they have to plant the seed by themselves, and they have experience for themselves. Yeah, it's difficulty to share. We should do exactly like this or like that. It depends on each person and on each situation too. So when we practice mindfulness and we have enough calm, enough peaceful, so we know what we do and what not we do. Yeah. So I'm practicing with this, and hopefully we can do together. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for a very beautiful answer. I just would like to add a little bit more. Our being sometimes is more important than our doing. So we have to be aware our being when we help people. Of course, I appreciate the way we would like to help people. Like we have love for everyone. Our heart is open, and we would like to help to do right away when something happens. It is a good thing, but we have to be aware of our being when we help people. Living in the Sangha, we nourish our love and understanding, but sometimes we have the misunderstanding. And when there is misunderstanding, we have to be aware that it is normal. And we practice more to understand people. And we don't have frame to put in every situation. Every situation we behave in different way. Everyone we also help in different way. With this kind of sister, we'll help different way. With this friend, we'll help different way. So we live in the Sangha, slowly we understand. We understand the situation, and we understand each sisters, each friend, in order that we can help. Sometimes we do alone by ourselves is better than someone help us with unpeaceful energy. I remember that when I was home, when my mom asked me to do something with her. For example, my mom said that, please sweep the floor in order that I can, how can I say? Sweep the floor in order that I can mop it. She asked me to sweep and she will mop. And I'm so scared. And I say to myself, it's better if she let me do alone by two things. Because she's so careful. If I don't sweep correctly and cleanly, she will yell at me. And I said to myself, it's better if I can do by myself. And it's like that in the Sangha. Sometimes someone, they want to do by herself, because another person help, but with kind of energy that doesn't bring happiness and peace to that person. And I also told myself, if I help my sister, is she happier or she's unhappier? So I have to reflect. If I think that if I help and my sister happier, so I help. And if I help but my sister is not happier, so I just let her do by herself. So we have to reflect. If we help people, are they happier than we don't help? And if the question is clear, so we do it. Thank you so much. Is there anyone to ask a question? Please come. And while waiting, so maybe we can answer some question on, please come, on the paper.
Dear Thai, dear Sangha, while we waiting, we read one question in the paper here. Dear Thai, dear sisters and brothers, how can we transform a strong habit of worry about ourselves, about many things around us, into a habit of ease, trust, and confidence? Thank you very much. I would like to answer this question a little bit, and my sister will add more. I am the person who is worry a lot, and when I enter in this community, because I live in a family who have many sisters and brothers too. We have a big family, but I live with my family until 18, and I moved out to my my aunt, and I lived outside only 2 years, and then I entered to this community. Before I enter this community, so I practice with a group like we call young adult group, called like wake up group in US, and I practice with this practice, my Thai practice, and then I one of the Thai disciple, he teach us, and then he give us many tools, many of practice mindfulness, and then and then I really like it to come here, and I decided to be monastic. So after that, I come here to practice for summer retreat, and I see that many people, I feel scared. And how come I live with the like big sangha and have many different of culture, many different of country like this, and I feel very young and very like my knowledge not much about the approach people and have the interact with people. But when I come here, so first I come here in Low Hamlet, I feel the monastic sisters very nice, and they are very they embrace us. They're very kind, and I found out that so I don't have a confidence to share or to say anything and say anything. And when I say ask something with the sisters, and I sorry, I say sorry first. My sentence in my mouth. Sorry, I can ask you something, and sorry. I say sorry many times, and and then one of the monastic sisters said, "Don't say sorry. You ask the question. You say, and you just straight away ask the question. Don't say sorry." So and then he teach me, like, if you say that, so you lose your confidence, and you have habit energy to nourish your habit energy of the worry and self-confident. Yeah. So she teach me like that, and then I try to practice and try to remember to practice, and then I be and when I be monastic too. So I I'm still until now have my unconfident in myself, sit in front of the for sangha. So, but I try my best to practice it. But and like today, so this is my first time to come up there for sangha in PB, and I feel like I very happy I can do that. So I feel, and then the sangha, I know that the sangha always support us, and even though we are not, we are still young in the practice, and the sangha have a compassion and deep listening, and this is our, and I appreciate the sangha give us the chance to do that, and and as you know, that many of the brothers and sisters, even though elder sister and brothers too, they always share that if they go outside to teach, it's more easier than share in the PB Plum village with a lot of monastic and a lot of people like this. Yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Dear Sangha, I would like to share with you my secret. In a few days, I I have a plan. Today I will bring the backpack and go to the forest along because I'm scared to sitting here. And when I sit here, I see that I do big steps. Yeah, I have a lot of worries in a few days about this session because I see that I don't have enough confidence and to sit in front of the people, especially the monastic, like our sister already shared. And I think a lot, should I have to let go this session and find the other reason not to be here today? But I said, I'm not lovely with my sisters because they always give me a chance, but I don't want to do it. It's not I don't want, but I don't dare to do it. And and then I said, if I'm running away this time, I will running away the whole life. So I have to face with my worries. And I said, I will invite Thais in me, Buddha in me, to do this. So I let go and I said, okay, I will try to sit here to see how worried I am. But I see that the worry less and less. Maybe you give me more energy. And I know that this worry is not only me, but I carry for many generations. And whenever I have this kind of sit, I see that my mother is also worried because my mother worries a lot. And I said, I have to practice and to transform this sit for my mom also. And sometimes, sometimes I imagine this and that, and I don't have a chance to face with the reality. And today I said that I have to take my courage to face with this reality and look deeply into myself, what's happening. So I said that's for myself and also for my younger sister in the future. They will come up here and try to face with this. And if we have a chance, an opportunity to face, and we will see clearly how it's functioning in our mind, and easier to practice to transform it. And if we just, if I just to imagine about these worries, and I go further and further, and I don't contact deeply in the present moment, in myself and around me. So with the practice of mindfulness, this morning I try to contact with the nature, the beautiful nature. After breakfast, I do walking meditation, and the weather is so beautiful, and I feel very calm, and I enjoy every steps I make, and I enjoy every breath I make. And I say, okay, let go. If 9:30 come in, and I will I will be there. It's okay. I don't want to lose my steps, my breathing in the early morning. It's quite beautiful and quite peaceful. Sometimes we carry away by our worries, and we lose the present moment easily. So this is our habit energy. It's transmitted for many generations. It's not only ourselves. So we don't take it for ourselves. We take it for the whole generation. So we feel that we don't have a lot of burden in our shoulder. we just enjoy the practice. And living in the Sangha also help us to transform it. And so for myself, I said that, oh, okay, I have to practice to transform this energy for myself and for my mom, my grandmom. So this morning I'm a little bit successful, so I'm happy with this, and I smile with my mom inside of myself. I said, Mom, I'm quite successful this morning, and hopefully that I can transform it more and more. Yeah. So that I can offer my peaceful energy for the Sangha when I'm sitting here in front of you. Thank you.
When I worry, I do something and I worry, I invite my teacher and the Buddha to with me. Because inside of us, we have the energy of our teacher, of our ancestors. So we invite them to do with us. Like when I give the Dharma talk, and before the Dharma talk, I feel very worried. So I also do sitting meditation to calm down myself and do touching the earth. And I ask Thầy to give me the energy to do. And when I do like that, I see that Thầy inside of me with the talk. And it helps me less worry. So in some situation, it's very tense. I also practice the same. Invite the Thầy, invite the Buddha, and then the Sangha do with me. And sometimes I invite my blood ancestor do with me. For example, when I feel weak in my body, I think about the people who is healthy. And I think about that person and ask that person to transmit to me the energy, healthy and strong energy. And after a while, I feel less worry. My father very courageous, and sometimes I was not courageous. I call my daddy in myself. Daddy, please help me. So after a few minutes, I feel he came and helped me. Because inside of us there are many kinds of energy, and when we call it, it's come up. It's in here, but it's dormant, it's sleepy. So when we call, all that kind of energy come up and help us. And I also aware that when we worry too much, we cannot do anything. Even we would like to help, but maybe we make the situation worse. We make people around tired. And worry doesn't help to solve the problem. Sometimes in our family, in our workplace, in our community, there are some difficult situations happen. And when we have the difficult situation happen, first of all, everyone go back to ourselves and take care of ourselves to be peaceful. And that kind of energy, we can help the Sangha, we can help the family. If we worry too much, we create the worry energy, we create the very tense energy and make people around tired. But with peaceful energy, we are together, help to solve the problem. And first of all, our peaceful presence already help the situation better. Worry is different with taken care of. Recently in our Sangha, the difficult situation, difficult moment happened. And the sister came to me and asked me, is it okay? And I say, it's okay. And at the beginning, I feel her react. Sometimes we thought that it's okay, it means that we don't take care of the situation. But it's okay, it doesn't mean that we are peaceful and ready to help to solve the problem. So sometimes we see that the people don't, it seems that they don't involve in the situation, but in fact they involve to solve the problem and we don't know because they are peaceful. But the energy is the first source of energy that we would like to offer to each other. And when we are peaceful, we will solve many things. So when we worry, we have to be aware that maybe this kind of energy doesn't help. So we go back to ourselves, to calm out ourselves, to generate peaceful energy. And when we are peaceful, especially with the collective peaceful energy, will help a lot. So with that kind of awareness, help us to calm down ourselves. So it's one way to transform our worry into easing and peaceful energy. Thank you so much, and we will listen to the bell and the next question. Thank you.
Dear respected Thai, dear sisters and brothers and friends, I'm wondering if you can shed some light on how to transform suffering from the death of a person with whom we had a very complicated relationship. So, for example, teachings about the presence of someone after they pass don't feel particularly helpful because there's a lot of anger and pain associated with that person. So I'm wondering if you can help with this. Thank you.
Dear sisters and dear friends and dear brothers, when we suffer, when we have the difficult moment, we always go back to ourselves and take good care of ourselves. And when we go back to ourselves, we will see the relationship between our mind and our body. And the suffering and difficulty accumulate in our body. So first of all, it will accumulate in any part of our body, for example, on our chest, or on our heart, or on our liver, or on our head. So you can go back there, enjoy your breathing, and give them a massage to calm down and to release, to relax that part. When we worry, when we suffer because we keep thinking about that person, we keep thinking about the story that has created, we keep thinking about what happened during the past, and we don't have the capacity to stop. So first of all, we have to practice stopping. Stopping in order that we are peaceful. And when we are peaceful, we know what to do next. And when we go back to concentrate in our body, we pay attention in our body, it's easier for us to stop. If we keep thinking to that person, it's really difficult. And all kind of energy still there, even that person already passed away. But that energy of that person still there. So it is why we can communicate with that person. We can talk to that person, or we can write a letter to that person to communicate. Even that person we love or the person we had a difficulty with. Sometimes that person, the person we love, we do some mistake. We have done some mistake, and when that person passes away, we suffer too much because we feel regret. So we also go back to take care of our regret. We can say that, oh, sorry, because in the past I didn't know the practice, so it is why I have done certain thing. I have spoken certain thing to you and made you suffer, and you caused me suffer. And we can say sorry to release our regret. And of course, if there are difficulty or suffering still in yourself, and you can transform, and you can tell to that person, I transform not only for me, but for you also. So when I transform, so you also transform. And to help that person in you also peaceful. When you are peaceful, the person you have the good communication with also very peaceful. So anyway, you can talk to that person. And when you do something, for example, when you come here in this environment, very peaceful, very quiet, so you can invite that person inside of you, practice with you, walking with you, eating with you, sitting with you. And you feel the healing energy happen. But don't pay attention too much in transforming suffering and difficulty. We have to balance ourselves. Because if we pay attention too much about our difficulty, we are not fresh enough. We may not peaceful enough to transform. So at the other side, we have to nourish ourselves with joy and happiness. So we do things at the same times to balance ourselves. Transform suffering and difficulty is a good thing to do, but if you forget to nourish yourself with joy and peace and happiness, you become imbalanced. And when you become imbalanced, maybe you cause more suffering for yourself. So remember to nourish yourself with joy and happiness. And when you have joy, peace and happiness, you can send to that person. And you can say to that person, now I have the capacity to generate joy and happiness, so I would like to send this kind of energy to you. And you feel it will be different. And when you feel overwhelmed by that energy of that person, maybe you can think another thing. Like come to your friend to sing a song, to read the poetry, or to do the work, or to enjoy something else. And after that you can be peaceful. And then when you are peaceful enough, you can go back to take care of this kind of energy. Don't sink in this kind of energy all the time. Thank you very much.
Dear friends, I feel really touched with your question. And for me, the practice of stopping, like Sister Hội Nghiêm already shared, is already healing. Whenever I have the capacities to stop, I feel inside of myself I can heal a little bit. And every day is a new day. So we try to live in such a way that we bring joy and happiness for ourselves and for the people around us. Instead that we lose ourselves in the suffering of the past. And life is impermanent. So that's why we have a lot of chance to beginning anew ourselves. If we do something, if we do some mistakes in the past, we still have a lot of chance to beginning anew. We will try our best to do better in the future. For example, today we speak something is not nice with our friends, with our parents. We have a time to look back to ourselves, and we see that it's this kind of speaking create a suffering, unhappiness for our beloved one. We will try not to do tomorrow. So every day we have a lot of chance to do it with the practice and with the Sangha around us. For this case, I think you can do something like something good. You can, for example, you can help the people, those who suffer in the world now, or you can offer something for someone that they are in need. And with this kind of wholesome thing you do, you can send this energy to that person that you have the difficulty communication in the past, and this person also receive this kind of energy from you too. So a little thing, a little by little, you can have you and help her inside of you to reconcile your communication. And we surrounding us, we have a lot of people still there, still present for us and close to us. So we learn something from the past, and so we will not repeat it for the future. And also we try to live peacefully, happily with the one who's still alive. Yeah. Instead that we spend a lot of time to the person who already died. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So we try to practice to developing our communication between the people when they're still alive. Yeah. And when the people around you happy, joyful, and also help you to release this kind of suffering inside of yourself. Yeah. Good luck. Thank you.
Dear Tai, dear sisters, dear Sangha, when there is a conflict between me and another person, or when I feel that a person doesn't like me, or disapproves of what I'm doing, something doesn't have to be something special. So there is again a conflict because this person doesn't like what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I feel my inner child coming up strongly, and then I get insecure, and I feel I have the tendency to withdraw and rather, let's say, give in, and see myself doing it the way that this person wants to do it and not the way I want to do it. So I have the impression that I am not true to myself. And even if this person is not there, but I'm living with this person, that happened when I was living in community somewhere else, but it also happens here. For example, I know a sister disapproves of what I'm doing, but it's nothing generally disrespectful. I feel myself doing it the way this person wants it to be done, out of insecurity and out of being afraid of, this is what my inner child says, of not being loved and making mistakes. But I'm not true to myself. How can I practice with that? Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot your question.
I get very insecure when I feel someone does not like me or I do something wrong. I feel it's my inner child. Then I do it how the person wants to do it, but not how I want to do it. How can I practice with this? Also, not being true to myself. I feel bad within me, as if I was cheating on myself.
That is a difficult question, and I think that it's happened for everyone. Even myself, someone praise me, I'm happy. And the people are not happy with me, I feel sad. And I think that it's happened with everyone, right? So we have to practice all the time when we have such kind of feeling. And this morning when we do touching the earth, in the text it says that solidity and freedom is two characteristics of nirvana. So we have to always nourish ourselves with freedom, solidity. Of course, the inner child come up, so we can talk to our inner child. And there are many ways to communicate with our inner child. For example, it's okay, my dear. The people don't like us is normal. we cannot make everyone happy. We cannot meet the need of everyone. We cannot make everyone feel comfortable. So some people, we make some people happy is something already good and precious. And when we think like that, we'll feel free and we'll feel peaceful. And sometimes we do something wrong and someone are not happy because we do something wrong. And we also tell inner child that it's okay, next time we will do better. It is also the way to communicate with our inner child. We don't yell at our inner child. We don't say that you are stupid. Why you do something? Why you say like that? No, we don't say like that. But always go back to communicate with our inner child. And of course, in the conflict, it's always bring unhappy energy to each other. And we are aware of that. We don't want to contribute more in the conflict. We don't want to contribute anything for the conflict happen. So we just go back to take care of our inner child, because when that situation happens, we feel the wound inside of us and we have to heal that wound. And when we are free, whatever the people say to us is okay. Whatever people done for us is okay. And day by day, we become more solid. Day by day, we become more free. At the beginning, maybe it's really difficult to accept something like that. But because we practice every day to deal with that situation, and we become more solid and more free day by day. And sometimes because of that, because someone doesn't like us, so it's also a good opportunity for us to go back to reflect ourselves. And in daily life, sometimes there's something that we want to do, but sometimes there's something that we have to do and is need to do. And we cannot always do what we want. But sometimes we have to do what is needed, what Sangha need, what the friend need, what our family need. Sometimes we not really want to do, but we have to do. So we try to put ourselves in such situation and nourish our joy and happiness while doing that. Maybe we don't like it so much, but if we do this, maybe we make her or him happy. And when we think of happiness of that person, we have more energy, more motivation, more devotion to do. So think of happiness, think of harmony of the group, of the Sangha, and we have more energy to do. And sometimes at the beginning we don't like it, but we think of the benefit of many people, we also do it. And day by day it becomes the source of nutrition for us. At the beginning maybe we don't feel that. We do it with our responsibility. But day by day, if we know how to enjoy doing the work, how to enjoy our responsibility, it's become of our nourishment. And we don't feel that we do something that is not truthful for ourselves. It's like the way we offer. For example, this morning we invite you to come up to sing a song. Maybe you are happy to offer, but there are some times that you are not so happy. But you think that if you come up here, you make me happy, and then you come up, right? And when you come up and you sing a song, and maybe when you sing a song, it's made you happy. So at the beginning, maybe you are not happy, but later on you're happy. And it is a way to train ourselves. If this morning we let our sister free to choose to come up here, maybe nobody come up here, including myself. So I had to come up. So my sister also had to come up. And they cannot say, I don't like it. Even though we let them choose, they don't come up. So it is why this morning before we come up here, I go around to invite them, enjoy tea. So it is the way to train ourselves. And if we train ourselves like that, we develop our capacity. So, and if we have many capacity, we can help a lot. And when we have the capacity to help, we are more happy because in any area, we also can help. In any aspect, we can help. So if the sister today, they train themselves, and after they feel free to come up here, and they contribute a lot for the Sangha. Is it benefit for you if the sister come up here? Yes. So I hope that day by day you can develop your capacity in whatever at the beginning you may don't like it, but it's also the way to train yourself. But also find the way to nourish yourself with joy and happiness, or at least peace when you do so. Thank you. Dear Sangha, there are many questions written on the paper, but now it's 10 past 11, and I know that my brother and sister and the Sangha would like to have more time for playing around and walking meditation. So may we stop here. And this afternoon we have the question, Dharma sharing, so maybe we can bring the question to the sharing and we can discuss together. And this afternoon we had the separate discussion with the monastic and lay friends. But if you can, for example, if you don't feel satisfied with the answer, so don't worry. Practice let go, as our friend asked, and you may have the opportunity to ask for consultation. You can come to sisters and brothers at your Hamlet to have the consultation, and you can share your concern. There is a question that I would like to answer for everyone, because it's relating to the monastic life. Like, are transsexual, if I say correctly, are transsexuals allowed to become monastics in Buddhism? Because this is quite new and difficult, so it is why I would like to take this opportunity to answer to you. But I don't really have the answer yet. In our Sangha, our teacher is very open, and she would like to sorry. Our teacher would like to put everything into practice. And each situation, we try our best to see how it works. So this situation is really new for us, and there's something new happened to us, we have to sit down together and we discuss together and we make decision together, because this situation is really, really new for us. So for myself, I cannot say yes or no, but the Sangha can sit down together and to discuss it and give you the answer, because the most important in the Sangha is harmony. We live in the Sangha, we don't make the decision by one particular brothers or sister, but we make decisions by the whole Sangha. That is the way we live. Sometimes it's very challenging, because sometimes it's very little thing, but we spend whole morning or whole afternoon to discuss, and at the end we don't have the solution. Sometimes very challenging, and we feel unhappy because we spend a lot of time to do, but we learn a lot from that. We learn from our mind. We learn how to contribute our energy in that, how the harmony important in our Sangha. And sometimes we have to wait and wait and wait and wait. So it is why sometimes you write the letter to us, but you don't receive the answer right away, because we need time to discuss. So it is the same with this thing. We have to discuss together among ourselves. So thank you very much for your being here, for your beautiful question, for listening deeply. We are very new in the practice, so we just offer whatever we have in the practice. And I also would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to my sisters to come up here with me to offer the answer. And your presence, your practice is much more important than what you answer. And thank you very much.